What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Grab a Seat podcast.
We're finally back.
We are still Mitchelless at the moment.
Mitchless, and Devin. How many seconds has it been since recording?
I didn't even start the timer.
Okay, we're
It's been
still
1 second now.
Mitchless and bitchless. See, because
Only
Devin,
when
if we swear within the first 15 seconds, we'll get demonetized.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, and as everybody knows, we are obviously monetized.
By Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, by Raid Shadow, the
Well, to start off
ultimate sponsor deal. Everybody wishes they had a sponsor.
Well, we're starting off the podcast episode with a little bit of structure, which is different from previous episodes, but
not just talking aimlessly for an hour.
which I know we're just gonna be doing that for however long, and when we get done with some of the topics,
talking aimlessly for like 45 minutes. But god damn it, if that first 15 isn't going to be structured.
Goddamn right. So we're gonna start off with overrated alcoholic beverages.
So if you're 21 and under, you will not understand. Other than our first one, which is FireBall, because if you're 14, you probably think that's the greatest shit in the world.
Yeah, that's FireBall is disgusting. I don't vibe with the cinnamon taste. I don't hate cinnamon, but
yeah, it's just not good. And like, if you're an adult and you drink FireBall, I cannot take you seriously.
No,
like, period. Like,
it's like
if you're over 18, if you're 19 and you drink FireBall, I can't fucking take you seriously. Even if you're underage.
Basically, any adult drinking FireBall, I cannot take you seriously. If you're saying you're gonna bring over the alcohol and you bring over some FireBall, I'm probably gonna pop you in the mouth, bro. Because like you really wasted your money on that shit, dude. Like,
I mean, facts. Like if you say, "Oh man, I got the drinks for tonight," and you show up with fucking FireBall, that's it. We're done. I'm not talking to you again. I'm deleting your phone contacts. I'm blocking you on every social media app. I'm brainwashing you to forget what my address is. Like, we're done. It's not going to happen anymore.
But I will say though, if it's a last resort beverage, I will drink it. I remember that one time we were on the Zoom call. I whipped out those 3 like shots of FireBall. I didn't drink them that day, but we didn't have any other alcohol like the weekend following, and I was like, "Fuck it, I just gotta drink this." God damn it! It'll give me something. It won't taste good, but I mean, it'll give me some type of buzz.
Do you remember when we had to resort to Parrot Bay? Do you remember that, Devin?
Yeah, that's in we were in Nathan's attic. Yeah,
Parrot Bay isn't. That's not on the list because I don't think anybody really acts like it's good.
Yeah,
like people act like every single one of these 5 alcohols we have, people act like they're good. I will admit, probably FireBall out of all of them, people act like it's good the least. But like people still like nobody says FireBall's really good, but some people will be like, "Man, I love FireBall," and that just butters my biscuits.
I don't fuck with that. I probably have to say, out of the 5 we have down, if I had the choice, I would probably actually pick the FireBall.
I'm trying to remember.
But
yeah, I probably would pick FireBall too.
Yeah.
No, maybe there might be the other one that I would pick that we'll get to because I don't want to have any spoilers. But
yeah. So the next one we have on here, which is probably another obvious choice, it's tequila, as I like to call it.
Now, me and Devin have slightly different viewpoints on this because Devin, I believe you just don't like tequila at all.
Like this is like it's another thing where it's like I'll drink it, like if it's given to me, I'll drink it, but I won't enjoy it if that makes sense. Like
the only saving grace with tequila is a margarita, but that's so far from just tequila.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you on that. I will drink a marg, but if it's just straight fucking tequila, it's like I'll drink it, but it's like it's fucking garbage.
I am not by any means a tequila like connoisseur. But one thing that does annoy me sometimes with tequila is these like a tequila like Casamigos. I've
Yeah.
tried before. That
Mm.
shit is so nasty, but people act like it's some fucking highbrow ass tequila.
I
No,
I
that
know
shit,
I know a lot of people like 1900 or whatever it is. I think
yeah,
is that right?
1800.
1900? 1800,
Yeah,
excuse me, wrong century. But yeah, people scream that's fucking good, but it's I can't stand it. I'll like I said, I'll drink it, but I won't go out of my way, to buy some or anything like that. It's pretty
yeah.
fucking
But it's just
garbage.
like tequila is one of those things that there's like these like, and I think is it? I think it's Casamigos because I mentioned celebrity tequilas. Like
Mm,
Casamigos is one of those ones. I think like The Rock is either owns it or sponsors it, so it's really popular. And
I've
it's
never
just
heard of it.
it's not good. It's like so overpriced. The
Sound like
only
Anthony
tequila,
Fantano.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
I got my
good.
yellow flannel on. Not good. Oh no, I'm not the yellow flannel. I got the red flannel on.
Mm,
I mean like I've had Patron. Patron's pretty good, but it's expensive as shit.
yeah.
Um, but no, like Casamigos, and there's like a shit ton of additives in it too.
Mm,
Like they put like a shit ton of additives in it, and you buy like a fifth of it, and it's like 45 fucking dollars.
and for
And
what? A stomach ache?
yeah, yeah, like a fucking the worst hangover of your life.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Um,
even just tequila by itself, like that's one of those things that like when I see on a like when I'm browsing like Bumble and I see like first round is on me. If it's tequila shots, I'm like, okay,
it's
no
like
thank you.
fuck off. I don't.
Yeah,
You just fucked up the vibe.
yeah. I don't know. That's like the hoodie with leggings and white Air Force Ones of liquor.
Yeah,
Like,
the basic bitch of liquor.
yeah, it's almost more basic than vodka.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with vodka, you can just mix it with anything you want.
Yeah, and speaking of vodka, our next
Um,
most overrated alcohol is not vodka, but it's expensive vodka.
basically anything past Tito's.
Yeah, or around that shelf model because they're. I mean,
Yeah.
and even like between like Tito's and like a cheaper vodka, there ain't that much of a difference. There is a difference, but there ain't that much.
I don't know, because if you get something like a fucking gas station vodka, like that's pure gasoline. That shit tastes like fucking gas. If you get like a
That
fucking
okay,
gas
that is
station,
true. That is true.
it tastes like fucking gasoline. So I
But
mean,
like, go ahead.
to me, Tito's is just the standard. I'm a huge simp for Tito's. When I make like when I make my White Russians and shit like that, or
Right.
so
Because
I don't know.
like when I bought that Ciroc, I was like, oh, I've had it before, and like when I first tried it, I think I was in that like mind hive that I'm like, oh, it's made of fine French grapes and it's fancy and it's good. That shit is not that good.
No, it's not.
And even like I've had Grey Goose before. Between like Grey Goose and Smirnoff, you cannot really tell the difference.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just the
Uh,
fucking same shit. And it's not like people are. I mean, I'm sure there are some people, but it's not like people are fucking sipping on vodka. It's not like a. It's not like
yeah.
Hennessy, VSOP, fine cognac versus E and J. Like that.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. Or it's not like fucking Black Velvet that my dad drinks versus Crown Royal, where there's a fucking
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. And
So it's
yeah, they can do whatever the fuck they want. When you get to pesos, when they get to those expensive vodkas, like it was fucking filtered through fucking diamonds, or
like
or
filtered into fucking like lava rock or some bullshit like
yeah,
that.
just some bullshit just to bump the price up an extra
Exactly.
$40. Even though and then when you drink it, it's like this tastes like any other fucking shit I've ever had in my
Yeah.
goddamn life. The only thing I will give, I do, I've never had the Crystal Skull vodka, but honestly, I would use that more as like a decoration for a
Yeah.
room than than drinking that shit.
You could probably find like a empty crystal skull vodka thing on like eBay.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll buy two of them. I'll use one to drink, and then the other one will just be. I don't know. It can be a conversation piece in my room.
No, I don't know. I'd buy one, I'd drink it, and then I'd fill it up with water and figure out how to put the cork back on
Yeah,
it. Like,
you could do that. Yeah.
you know, who the fuck is gonna tell the difference?
Oh yeah. Put the little plug on it.
Look,
Did you hear that, Colin?
I think.
Heard
Oh, was
that?
that the Boom Boo?
It's the Boomba.
And speaking of Boom Boo, that's our sponsor. No, I'm joking.
I wish, dude.
Yeah,
I fucking wish.
I wish we
Um,
could just get a sponsor, but our episodes average like 15 views, so
that's on a good day, but
yeah.
that's
That's it.
another overrated beverage. I agree with this. IPAs
Yep.
I think are fucking that's piss water. I gag whenever I have an IPA.
I mean, okay, granted, Devon just he isn't a beer fan. I like
No.
beers, so I think with IPAs it's just like they're so fucking hoppy, and they taste like chemicals. Like you take a sip and it's chemically, and part of the reason I dislike them so much is because of the IPA like fandom. It's
Mm.
so pretentious. It's like
I'm
some dude who is 35 who has a Funko Pop collection in his bedroom
I'm
and
sick over here
is
drinking my
obsessed with
IPA.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe is like, yeah, let me get a double sour imperial double hog devil's
Period.
head IPA on
Yeah.
tap. And the bartender will be like, that'll be $16, sir. Oh, that's fine. I would love 16 to pay $16 for a pint glass of beer.
Yeah. They won't spend $16 on like a specialty hard liquor, but they'll spend
Yeah.
$16 on a fucking IPA.
They won't spend $5 on a stick of deodorant, but they'll get a fucking IPA.
It's
I
good,
don't know.
man.
They're just
Yeah.
not good. They're just and one of the like worst parts about them is there's this like rat race between like microbreweries to make the most sour, bitter, fucking hoppy IPA. Because I've
Yeah.
talked to my dad about this. He said like when IPAs first started getting popular, because he's kind of with me, he doesn't like IPAs that much. But he said when they first started getting popular, he's like they weren't that bad. He's like they were just a little bit more hoppy than a regular beer,
Mm.
and they some of them were pretty good. But and he agrees with me on this. Like nowadays, it's just like we're gonna make the most unbearably hoppy beer you can possibly imagine. And
Yeah.
somehow dumbass white dudes in their 30s are gonna pay $40 for a 6 pack of it.
Because they're going through a crisis, Colin. That's why.
I know that's like white dudes midlife crisis is buying
It's a pre midlife crisis because they're
is
only
buying a
30.
60 pack of double
IPA.
hop devil's juice lettuce Maker's Mark IPA. Maker's Mark's a whiskey, but I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah. Um. Another thing that well, I can't stand. I think overrated. Colin doesn't think as
I think they're mildly overrated.
overrated is seltzers. Any type of seltzer, I can't fucking stand. Um, it's like drinking an alcoholic. What is it called? Alcoholic. Fuck.
LaCroix?
No. Shit. It's for your stomach. Fuck. I say this all the time to my mom.
God damn it. Alka Seltzer?
Yes.
Well,
I
it's
say it
literally
all
a
the time to my
seltzer.
mom. I know. I'm like, you're drinking an alcoholic alcohol seltzer? It's good. Mom's like, it's good. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Man, it's fucking
I
disgusting,
mean,
dude."
there's like a few White Claw flavors that I don't mind. Like I think like the strawberry one I don't mind.
Mm,
But for the most part, that shit, yeah.
it's
I
like
mean, I understand the utility of it because it has like the same alcohol content as a beer. It doesn't bloat you up as much, and it's like no calories. So I get it. Like I get why you'd want to drink it,
yeah.
but
Eh,
that's why like I think out of all of them, this is the one I'd probably most want to drink. That's like what I mentioned earlier when we were talking about Fireball.
Oh,
If you gave me a like not pineapple, a fucking strawberry White Claw, I would rather drink that than some Fireball.
mm,
But for the most part, like, yeah, I'm fucking good on seltzers.
but I mean, like, I don't like. I understand, like, it's healthier, but like, you're already drinking fucking beer or alcohol. It's like, what's the
Mhm.
fucking point?
No, I mean, and I pretty much for the most part agree with you. It's just,
You know,
it's like, I don't know, that shit's just kind of mid to me.
I don't fuck with it. It's so overblown. Every fucking party has it. It honestly, it to me, well, this is just me. It correlates with the fireball, and that's what That's probably what all like 15-year-olds fucking drink. They sneak a pack of fucking seltzers and get.
Devin, I might have to burst your bubble here a little bit, bud.
Bud.
But I think when it comes to like bottled like alcoholic drinks, like in that category,
It would
I
be
think one of
Smirnoffs.
you, one of your favorites, Bub, is what the fucking
Hmm.
15-year-olds drink.
Yeah.
And I don't
You
mind Smirnoffs, but I I might have to put them in for an honorable mention. I personally think they're a little overrated,
for Smirnoffs?
a
Yeah.
little bit. Actually, the one I would really put there is Mike's. Not Mike's. Mike's is fine. Twisted Teas. Those
Oh,
things are not good.
why did we not put that on the list? I cannot
It just popped in my
stand
head.
Twisted Teas, dude.
They just taste like Lipton tea, and Lipton tea is fucking garbage. Like if we were doing a non-alcoholic, like overrated drinks list, Lipton tea would be on there.
I don't agree
But
with that.
you don't? Oh, are you a Lipton tea fan, Devin?
I'm not a Lipton tea fan, but I would prefer like an Arizona or a
Sample.
yeah, if Snapple wasn't so expensive, yeah, a Snapple.
But yeah, no, twisted tea, that's just fucking nasty.
Yeah, if it's
That's what 14-year-olds in a trailer park drink. Fucking oh boys.
while they
Jimmy
listen
got
to
his twisted teas.
while they listen to Tom McDonald in the background.
Tom McDonald and Eminem.
Best rappers in the game right now.
That's like I feel like that's like when we were at good old days. Like you were making fun of Tom McDonald. I'm like, let's not do that here, Devin.
Yeah,
We're at a dive bar in the middle of a white suburb. Like
yes. Someone's gonna get pissed off.
yeah, somebody's gonna get pissed off and like hit you with a pool stick.
And especially, and they're drunk too, so they're gonna punch the wall
Oh
first, and
yeah,
then
they're
they're
wrong. They're like, what the fuck did you say about Tom McDonald?
gonna.
He's the greatest rapper, second greatest rapper of all time, next to Eminem.
I don't like rap, but Tom McDonald is always
Tom
spitting.
McDonald and Eminem got the game on lock.
Oh my god, dude. It's a bad state of mind to be in when you're drinking that much and you got Tom McDonald on the brain.
Tom McDonald. I mean, having Tom McDonald on the mind at any time is a bad state of mind, but especially
well, if you're flaming them, I mean that's
especially
fine. But
well, yeah. But especially when you're like 6 Miller Lights deep, 6 Bush Lights, I should say.
I was gonna say throw a few bushes in there.
Bushes in there, yeah.
That's when you start popping off.
Yeah. I mean, if you got Miller on draft for $2, I'll
Yeah.
But
Pop some Tom McDonald and some Leonard Skinner down.
oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. Leonard Skinner feels like more of a PBR type of. I feel like if you drink a lot of PBR, you're gonna probably put on some Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
My dad still pretends like PBR is hipster beer.
Hipster beer.
Yeah, because for like a brief period of time in like 2012, like hipsters drank PBR.
I do not recall that, but I do recall just white trash drinking hipster beer or PBR.
Okay,
That's-
PBR has always been like a white trash beer, but for like a small period of time, it was like internally gentrified by hipsters.
I don't remember that, but then again, this is in 2012, so I was 13, 14 years old, so I wouldn't know, but I don't ever recall that.
Well, because back then my uncle thought he was 40-year-old hipster.
Oh, because he listened to Radiohead.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I was a little I can't say I was in tune with it, but I was a little bit more aware of it. So
I got you.
but no, PBR is, all the hipsters have a little bit more money now because they're in their mid-40s and they drink IPAs. I'd rather drink a fucking PBR than an IPA, and I don't want to drink PBR.
That's a tough choice. Stuck between a rock and a hard place right there.
Like there's 3 distinct beers that I will not touch. PBR,
Okay.
Busch Light,
Yes.
Natty Light.
Okay.
Because my dad growing up, Natty Light was his beer of choice.
Natural. Isn't that just piss water?
Yeah, but that's just because he's a cheapskate.
Tom's drinking on a budget.
Like he does not like it. He says it's gross, but he's like, it's cheap. which I can respect
See,
that.
no, see what Rob always says, if he's gonna get some alcohol, he's gonna have to enjoy it. He's not gonna be buying something just to choke down. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
wants he wants to enjoy himself while he drinks. See, I don't see. I agree with Rob on that.
no, I agree with him too.
I don't want to be choking down a fucking whatever beverage just to get a fuck. Well, like it's like with me in the Fireball. I said I
Yeah,
just drank the shots of Fireball just to get some type of
a little
buzz. You know what I mean?
bit.
But I want to enjoy myself. I'm gonna have a nice little alcoholic beverage. You know?
That's true. I think the like cheapest beer I'll do is Miller Lite or Bud Light.
Mm,
Like that's about like as cheap as I'll go.
yeah,
Because I actually don't mind me a good Bud Light. Like I don't love it, but I don't mind it. I
it's
don't
there.
mind. I don't mind a Miller Lite. I
It
wouldn't.
exists.
It exists. If it's at the function, I'll be sipping it. But if there's something else at the function, I'll probably be choosing that unless it's an IPA.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like you know how we love to go to Boss.
Hmm.
Like half of their beers are fucking IPAs. I'm like,
Yeah.
because I as much as I love Boss, it kind of embodies that annoying IPA fan spirit that I dislike
Well, I wouldn't know,
a
Colin,
little
because
bit.
every time we go, nobody's there. So
Yeah.
every time
Everybody's like, oh shit, Collin and Devon are coming to the function. We
let's get the
best
fuck
sneak
out
like
of
a
here.
banana and split.
Yeah, and I don't I don't talk. I just stay in the fruity beer section anyway.
Yeah.
So
It's because you're a little fruity, Dev.
what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? It's like when we went to that when we went to the bar last night. They're like, "What can I get you?" You're like, "Oh, you're gonna have to give me a minute."
Yeah, it's like I because I had to look around.
Uh-huh.
Thank God you saw the little cooler to the side. They had
Yeah,
the
they had
bumbleberry
Bumbleberry,
and the blue moon and
and they also had the Angry Orchards.
the angriest of orchards. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we went to Rookies Friday night, they had Angry Orchard on draft.
Oh shit.
Oh shit!
We got to go back to the heart one of those days, Colin. One of
I
these
know,
days.
man.
Give me a mean corned beef sandwich.
I wish there was other bars around there. Because like I don't know, when I get drunk, I like to bar hop rather than just stay at one bar and get wasted.
Yes, that's where you like Lakewood so much.
Yes, because there's a lot of bars.
It's a walkable area.
It's a walkable area. I'm just saying, man, I want nothing more than to live somewhere where I can walk like 1 or 2 blocks to a bar, get drunk, and then go home.
Why don't you live in the city then?
Well, that's why I don't like suburbs.
Yeah.
Everybody we graduated with gets angry.
I feel bad for like people who live in like West Virginia when everything's like 45 miles away.
Yeah,
I remember like uh my grandma used to tell me when RIP Nan, but when she was a kid, she lived in West Virginia and she was like one of six. And I think like the hospital is like 20 miles away. So like whenever they had like a cut or a fucking any type of shit, you just had to deal with it.
yeah. My
It was
grandma
like
had to deal with that in the Bukovica too.
yeah.
Because I remember one day, like me and my mom were looking on Google Maps, like to try and find where my grandma used to live,
Uh-huh.
and like we found it, and it's just like this. It's. I'll give it to them. It's a particularly dense cluster of buildings,
Hmm.
but it's just kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's no shops or anything. There's literally just a church.
Yeah. See, you know,
I guess farm hands were a little bit different in rural 1940s Slovenia.
yeah.
Because my grandmother grew up, her family was like a farming family, and
Hmm.
I always assumed that they lived like on the farm.
Yeah.
No, they lived in this like um kind of like community with a bunch of other houses like stacked on top of each other,
Yeah.
and they would actually travel to the farm to like do their shit.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I'm just saying that kind of reminds me of what you were saying about your grandmother
No, no,
growing up.
no, no. No, yeah, because we could talk shit about all we want about, the cons of the suburbs, but it's not like that.
No, it's not
Thank
like
God.
that.
Thank God, but I know
Yeah,
what you mean. You want to be able to just walk outside your house and
it, it,
just
it's not like it's not like super detrimentally inconvenient,
yeah.
but it's just like
It's all about more convenience.
it's casually inconvenient to me.
Casual, yeah. You
Although
gotta
there,
worry about
there are some studies that show that suburban growing up in the suburbs is less has less health benefits, but
I did not know
that's
about
just
that.
me. I mean, it's mostly just because like they did a study, like there was I think it was university or something
Hmm.
that showed that on average people that grew up in suburban areas versus more urban and dense areas tended to, and this is gonna ring true with me, tended to be more obese
Yes.
because like and it was people that grew up there was the main focus, but they also noticed just adults that lived there
Hmm.
because like you didn't walk anywhere. Like if I want to go to the corner store in a suburb, I have to hop in my car and sit down for like 5 minutes to go there.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, there's some areas that you can, but it's fewer and far between.
Yeah.
Especially like in the area of I mean, I guess I can say the city that we live in. It's not like it really fucking matters.
Yeah.
Especially like in the area of Parma where we live, like it's more suburbanized. Because like
Yes.
northern Parma is a little bit more urban. It's still
Hmm.
not like
Yeah.
good urbanism or anything, but
Yeah. I yeah. I understand what you mean.
damn, I'm scaring all the hoes away talking about urban. You're like,
he's
all
using
right,
he's using the big words again.
like what the fuck is this? Go back to talking about liquor.
Especially Fireball, because I love that shit.
Yeah,
It's yeah, but I know what you mean. Like well, that's just America as a whole. We're just getting fatter and fatter, And
yeah,
when
our
it's
our
when
cities and ourselves.
when it's cheaper to get a Big Mac
Well, that yeah, well, that's a
over.
whole different thing.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different thing. But like cheaper getting a Big Mac than getting like a bag of like broccoli or something like that or
It's
carrots.
even just like when you go to the grocery store, it's cheaper to get fucking like processed mac and cheese than it is to get like fucking Brussels sprouts or some shit. I don't know.
They're just setting us up for failure. That's what they're doing.
Goddamn,
They
these
want us to
goddamn
be
libtards.
they want us to be fat, ugly, and useless.
Yeah, well,
That's that's the goal.
that's the goal. These
That's why
goddamn.
that's why we sh- that's why we should just start, having our own little farms, our own little gardens and farms in the back of our,
Devin,
backyards.
are you spewing communist propaganda right now?
Maybe I am.
Maybe I am. Mitch did not like that.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs
We get
down.
we
Devin
get like
starts talking about maybe we should have communal gardens. Mitch is like, Mitch dislikes that.
it's just what?
He's gonna message us after this. I told you not to talk shit about me on the podcast.
This is too busy with work right now. He doesn't have
Yeah,
time to listen to the podcast.
Mitch is too busy filing taxes right now.
He's too busy auditing Burger King, as we always say.
Well, is Mitch a Burger King fan?
No, that was just like the first like fast food place that came to mind
Mhm.
because like I know that they're all being shut down too.
Yeah, because the Burger King over by where Mitch actually lives got shut down.
Yeah, they're all shut down. The only one that's open is the one in Ridge.
Because Burger King released their first menu item like last year that ever interested me, and I went up there to try it, and I'm like, why
Yeah,
the fuck is it closed?
yeah, they're all closing down.
Because they released that sausage burger, and I'm like, oh, that don't sound too bad.
Whopper, 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 Whopper.
Two double bacon one. I remember when Damar
uh,
Hamlin got um, hurt for that game. I remember seeing a tweet like it was like it was like one of those. It might have been a TikTok actually. It was one of
it's a
those.
meme. Yeah, that's a huge meme now. The Whopper Whopper meat thingy.
No,
It's a
but
meme now.
it was like POV. You just might have seen a man die on the football field, and then this commercial comes up.
Yes, Whopper Whopper.
Yeah,
It's a huge meme now.
yeah.
there's like a compilation video on YouTube. It's like serious like moments, and
Yeah.
then right after it, it's the Whopper,
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 Whopper, Whopper, Whopper, double bacon, junior Whopper. BK,
Okay.
have it your way.
We're about to get copyright
Yeah,
striked by fucking
Burger King's about to be like, that's it, bud. You're fucking done.
oh dude, I would love to get a little love and affection from BK.
A
Give me
little
a little
love and
attention.
affection. Oh yeah,
Not just a little attention from
it's
Burger
a
King, you
little
know what I
attention.
mean?
Burger King sues irrelevant podcast.
All their places are getting closed down, so they got nothing else to do.
Yeah, yeah. The litigation team's like, man, we don't got shit going on right now. Did
Oh
this or like, what if one of them just happens to be a fan? Like, just
yeah.
they're like the one person. Because I was thinking about this the other day. I'm convinced there's like one person that found our podcast randomly on YouTube and subscribed. Like
Oh
just
yeah.
one single person, and it
Yeah.
just happens to be like a fucking litigation lawyer from Burger King.
The
And
CEO of Burger King.
yeah,
The
and
CEO.
they're just watching this right now, and they're just like, okay, that's it.
These
Rev up those fryers.
these motherfuckers are going down. Oh my
Just get a
god, dude.
cease and desist letter from Burger King.
Cease and desist. Listen, buddy, you can't be doing that shit.
You can't be doing that shit, buddy. Didn't they
Never
like
mind.
make a commercial recognizing the meme though?
I know their Twitter account does it
Or
all
they
the
made like a
time.
video about it,
Cause like
recognizing the meme.
I know somebody like complained on Twitter. It's like at Burger King, I'm sick of that fucking commercial. And then the Burger King Twitter account just reply with Whopper, Whopper, Whopper,
That's pretty good.
Whopper. Sometimes, those whoever orchestrates those
I try not to enjoy corporate like meme media
America.
accounts. Well, of course, yeah, but because it just
Corporate
all
America.
seems most of the time just seems so fucking fake. But
Mhm.
sometimes they be hitting us with some bangers. Like I can't lie.
They do.
They do.
They do. You know what? You know what? That's why I thought about Colin. With the IPAs, people spend $16 for the hipsters spend $16 for the IPAs.
Here.
That means that they really enjoy capitalism too.
I know. Well, most of them are fucking, dumbasses that from like Silicon Valley that are like, I love capitalism. No, they love consumerism.
Yeah,
They're the consumers.
they like going to malls and just
They like going to malls and buying fucking Funko Pops.
yeah.
And
Eh,
Parker, if you're watching this, I love you. You're one of my good friends, but I'm sorry, Funko Pops annoy me.
Yeah, I've thought about it. There's been a few times where I thought about buying Funko Pops, but it was like I don't want to be a part of that crowd. So
Yeah,
nah.
like
Don't get me wrong. We
people
all
need
have
a
things that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
people need to replace their Funko Pops with fucking
Victory Gardens,
no, they need to replace it with plants and touch greenery.
plants, and touch
Yeah,
greenery.
yes.
All right, hippie.
Well, because like the touch grass thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking dumbass.
I mean, we all have things that we collect. All of us
Yeah.
do to an extent. Like I
No,
love me
we
some.
do, but just Funko
Yeah.
Pops just fucking like I don't know what it is with them.
You don't, because I know I have a lot of sunglasses, but I mean, I'm a ginger and I don't like the sun, and they help my eyes. So it's like it's kind of like, I mean, I don't need sunglasses, but it definitely helps. And then there's people that collect shoes. Like you kind of need. I know it's a little less.
There's
They
there's
could go
more
overboard
utility
with
in
it.
shoes.
Yeah,
Even though
but
most of the like people who collect shoes just to collect them also kind of annoy me because like you don't need that. So you never wear them.
yeah, it's the sneakerheads.
It's like and I know you don't know anything about this because it's cars, but it's people who buy like a Corvette and never drive it, and they just keep it in their garage.
Yep, my grandfather actually he has a he has a '68 Dodge,
Oh,
but
okay.
but the thing is, see that's different if you have a classic car.
You know what, Devin? Maybe it's a hot take. Unless you know it's going to be worth like millions, I disagree. It's a car. It's meant to be
Ooh,
driven. Fucking drive that shit, bro.
okay, okay.
That's kind of like one of my, into automotive. Like that's one of my automotive, I guess, hot takes. Is like
Mm,
unless your car is worth like $1 million if you don't take it on the road or some shit like that, like just fucking drive it. Especially
so
if because most of the time people do that with like fucking sports cars. Dude, it's a fucking Corvette. It's meant to be taken on the road and driven.
yeah, because
Like
if
I don't know.
not, it's gonna be sitting in the garage for the winter, and
Like
just
listen, I don't know what's a boomer name
a boomer name,
like for a man.
Donald.
Like listen, Donald, your Corvette isn't worth that much money. Just fucking drive it, dude.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. They take their Corvette and it's like they just put a lawn chair up in front of the garage and just stare at it
The
and get a hard
yeah,
on.
they'll take it to car shows and just flex on people. Like, look what I got.
Yeah.
You don't got that,
Well,
but I got that.
well, that's like it's funny you bring that up because that's like a joke within the car community. Like people will buy like a Corvette and it'll be like one of 10 Corvettes that had a red paint job with tan interior and this brake caliper. It's like
Yeah,
they'll come up with like the stupidest reasons to be like, wow, this Corvette here, this is a 1 in 10 Corvette when it's literally nothing special.
yeah.
Like that's like a big thing that Corvette owners do.
Kyle, how do
But
you feel about old cars?
uh-huh.
You know, old cars having basically everything new on the inside,
Oh, like resto mods?
if that's what it's called. Yes.
Yeah. I'm all for it, sort of.
Hmm.
Um, I would rather see it done to like an old car that's been like neglected a little bit. So like say, okay,
Yeah.
for example, like one of my favorite oldish cars is like a Buick Grand National.
Okay.
Like it's like a super classic, like one of the most iconic muscle cars of all time.
Hmm.
Like I think like who is it? Devin Booker has one, and it's like lowered to the ground, and it's got like kind of like custom rims on it,
Yeah.
and
I
it's like
wouldn't know. I have no idea.
yeah. My thing is, it's like I'm all for doing that, but I'd much rather see you do it with one that was like in kind of rough condition before you got it. Like if it's
Yeah.
in mint condition, I would prefer that you keep it that way. But I'm all for it though. Like I would love to have like a '67 like Barracuda with like Bluetooth in it and modernized interior.
Yeah, because I know Rob, one of my Rob's friends, he he's got like a 75 Cadillac,
Yeah.
and the inside he's got like fucking like those the digital screen
Mm-hmm.
and Bluetooth and shit like that. But obviously, I mean, it's old on the outside, but he's got like
Mm-hmm.
newish shit on the inside. I don't know
And
about how the
and
motor is
that
or shit
makes
like
it
that, but
and that makes it more bearable to drive like
mhm.
now.
Yeah,
Because like if you have a car from like the fucking '70s with an interior from the '70s, that shit's just gonna get old real quick.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
It's a Cadillac, so
it's a
it's
six flat.
basically all leather interior.
Hmm. I
So
will
it's
admit though, like the car interiors from like the late '70s into the '80s are so ridiculous, but they're kind of cool.
mhm.
Like the ones that are like bright red with like velour seats, like that shit's
Well,
pretty cool.
yeah, because that's the 80s. That was all
Uh
about the flash
huh.
and the
Like
it's everything was big. You know
hmm
what I mean?
like
Big hair.
if I had like an '80s six lac and I did like a resto mod on it, I might put like Bluetooth in it or something,
Mm,
but I would keep like all the '80s shit because '80s was like for like luxury cars, it was like this flashy, like big, obnoxious shit, and
yeah,
then for like normal cars, it was like they were trying so hard to be like Blade Runner, like futuristic.
yeah. Whenever I think of like a 80s car, I think of like a red car with like the flip up headlights.
Yeah.
And I don't know what those cars are called, but that's what I think of when I think of like an 80s like
Well,
car with the
well,
flip
that's
up
like my
headlights. And
Mitsubishi, my baby. She had pop-ups.
Yeah, no. Like all jokes aside, kind of like that.
Yeah, I
That
miss
might
that
be what
guy.
I'm thinking of. That might be what I'm thinking of in
Yeah,
a
yeah,
way.
like pop. That's what they were called, pop-up headlights that came out of the
Okay,
box.
yeah. No. I'm talking about like that style of car. That's what
Uh-huh.
I'm.
I
That's what
mean,
I'm
that was
thinking
just
of.
sports cars of the '80s. I mean, it wasn't. There isn't any
Yeah,
particular like name for them.
yeah, but I don't know. But that's what I think of when I think of like '80s cars. For some reason,
Yeah.
I have no idea why. But
Well, because pop-up headlights were like synonymous with like the late '80s, early '90s.
yeah,
That's when them shits were popular, and then they just had to fucking get rid of them because
yeah.
it was like illegal to have them because apparently they're not pedestrian safe because it's
hmm
a sharp object that could penetrate somebody. That sounds like a good time to me, but you know
How close are they gonna get to the fucking car?
what?
How? It's not safe for pedestrians. How close are they getting to the goddamn car?
Well, no, in like an event of a collision, but
If
in
you
a
hit somebody,
yeah, with the car.
well, you're already hitting somebody. Like
I
I mean, like
know.
what? You're already hitting somebody. You
I
hit the
mean,
person,
okay,
but
I do kind of get it because like imagine getting hit by like a round body like piece of a car
you
versus
know,
a fucking sharp ass thing
sharp.
headlight.
I get it, but you're already getting hit. So I mean,
Yeah,
like,
you're already getting
it's,
hit. Just fucking suck it up, dude. Stop being a pussy. Stop being a fucking pussy, dude. Just fucking
see,
deal with it.
see that my broken spinal cord would have been less painful if those sharp edges were not those flip up headlights.
It's like I would have been in a little bit more pain before I died from blunt force head trauma when I hit the ground. Like,
Those sharp flip up headlights. God damn,
yeah.
they outlaw
I mean,
those
like I
things,
said, I
bro.
kind of get it, but it is a little bit ridiculous. Like,
I feel like people used to do lines of cocaine off those things.
oh, I would hope so.
On how sharp those things are. They're like
And I think I was talking to my dad about like he's like, could
cocaine.
you imagine if they drug tested NBA players for weed? And I'm like, and I think he does have a point. I feel like a lot of NBA players probably do smoke weed.
Yeah, but who the fuck cares?
I know. Well, no, he doesn't
I
care. He's just saying like if they enforce it, like half the league would be out. Like half the
like
league couldn't play.
yeah, but I can't. I don't smoke weed that much, but I'm all for legalizing it. Like who the fuck gives a shit, dude? I'm going
Yeah.
on a little soapbox here, but like
I told him I'm like, could you imagine if they drug tested in the '80s? He's like, well, they weren't doing it as much then. I'm like, well, they were doing something else in the NBA in the '80s.
dude, if they drug tested in the '70s, that Steelers team, the Steel Curtain, they would have been fucking all been suspended and wiped out of the fucking league. Because
Yeah.
those fuckers were taking roids left and right. That's why they were so fucking. And that's
Well,
back when
no,
you can
I was referring to like NBA players just doing coke all the time in the '80s.
NFL players doing coke too,
No,
Connor.
NBA. I feel like it was probably more prevalent in the NBA.
Mm, eh,
Like NFL players would probably just do meth instead.
no, Lawrence Taylor was always hopped up on coke.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, Lawrence Taylor, coke and hookers.
LT
Lawrence,
loved him some cocaine.
Lawrence Taylor was literally that dude from that one news clip, but asking about what you'd spend money on the lottery, but in real
I
life.
literally just watched that the other day for the first time.
If you won the lottery, how would you spend the money? Hookers and blow.
He's like, "Oh, that wasn't the answer I thought. That's not
Yeah.
the answer I wanted." Like he was being honest. You can't be mad about that.
Oh yeah, no, I can't be
No,
mad
no,
at him
no.
at all.
I'm talking about the news anchor. Like you can't be mad about that. He was
No.
speaking his mind.
Well, I mean, she's a news anchor. She can't be like, oh yeah, that's cool, man.
I know, but you gotta expect the unexpected out of some people.
I mean, if you're a news anchor and somebody says that, I'd be like, well, I appreciate the honesty, but
But can't be having that
that's
buddy.
not the answer we were looking. You guys say I use the fucking. You guys show me the nerd emoji. I feel like that's a nerd emoji of all nerd emojis for an answer on that.
Mm,
You're like, oh well, that's not what I was expecting. Like, shut
what?
up, bitch.
Oh my god, so angry,
What?
so angry about it.
So angry. Oh my god. He's nothing but an angry person.
It's there's also remember well not we weren't alive, but like and like going back to like football and shit like that. back when they would use like stickum, they would just lather themselves
Oh
up
yeah,
with that fucking glue shit. They'd be catching fucking interceptions with their fucking elbows and shit like
yeah,
that, dude.
yeah.
But
They
like you're
would just be
telling,
like receivers would just be running down the like running around, and the ball would just hit them on their chest and it would just stick to their chest.
just fucking catch it like it's some Velcro. Like,
Yeah. My dad always talks about tearaway jerseys too.
yeah, they would get tackled and just completely just be undressed because
Yeah,
they're
like some dude
fucking
would grab their jersey and they would just keep going.
yeah. But like it looks so cheap. That's why I don't really fuck with like old school jerseys
Yeah.
because they look so cheap looking because they were tearaway jerseys. But
Yeah.
like that's why I
Well,
fuck
Dev,
with them more.
that's back when players made like $10,000 a year.
Dude,
Like
yeah, when I remember who was it? I think I was looking up like Deion Sanders like contract and his pay. I think
uh-huh.
Rob and I were talking about how much he made. And I was like, "Oh, he probably made so much money." And then we hopped on. I hopped on like his contract details, and like one of
Yeah.
his deals is like 100K
Yeah.
for 1 year. I'm like, what the fuck shit is this? Like this dude made fucking pennies. But you got to think that back in that time, inflation was down.
But
So
that's still not that much though. Like, I mean, even for inflation wise versus like what he like would be getting paid if he played today, like that's not a
oh,
lot.
he'd be getting hundreds of millions of dollars.
But like I feel like inflation wise, that amount of pay is like worth like $1 million
Mm,
in today's money. Was that like his rookie salary or like his salary after he's been in the league for a while?
uh, I'll have to look it up. Eh, his total like the amount of money he made. I couldn't find his baseball career because that's what we were looking for.
Oh yeah.
But his NFL, because he was making bank. I mean, he was probably getting a lot of money when you put in the base. Oh, don't forget, baseball players even today
Oh yeah,
make
dude.
fucking make
Bank.
fucking bank. It's like
That's like
holy
remember
shit.
when they were wondering if like Kyler Murray would go into baseball versus football.
Yeah,
And I
which
was always just like he should have I feel like he should have went into baseball just for strictly monetary reasons.
yeah,
And as we
yeah,
can tell, it's not like he's a bad quarterback, but it ain't exactly peachy in the NFL for Kyler.
yeah. So okay, so I looked up Dion's contract stuff whatnot.
Uh-huh.
His total the amount he made out of all the seasons he's played 14 seasons,
Uh-huh.
and the total amount of money he's made it was over 33 million.
That's like a
Hold up.
year's contract for one player now.
Yes. So let's just do 33.5 million divided by 14. That's basically
That's like what, 2 million a year?
over two way over 2 million a year.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. And especially I like Dion. He's one of my favorite players. So it's like
Yeah.
and he's top tier cornerback and he was getting that. That's how much he was getting paid a year.
If you want to hear about the best cornerback of all time, just bring up to my dad, just bring up God, I can't remember their names. The two Browns cornerbacks from the 80s.
Oh,
Um,
Brian Sipe.
no, that's a fucking quarterback, Devin.
Oh, you said cornerback?
Yeah, cornerback.
Oh, I think you said quarterback. My
Oh
bad.
no, my bad. God, what were their names?
I have no idea. I'm a casual calling. I apologize.
I mean, the only reason I know is because my dad won't shut the fuck up about them.
They were so good.
Um, they were like a cornerback duo.
Yes,
Uh,
there's two of them.
Devin, I'm gonna touch you.
No, there was these two quarterbacks my dad talked about. They were like a cornerback duo.
I mean, granted, I did look up like top 10 cornerback tandems of all time, and I looked at like three lists, and they were like top five for both of them for like in all three. So it's not like they weren't good.
Mm-hmm.
God, well, okay, I'm not gonna
I have,
ponder on it, but
yeah, I
it's
have
gonna
no
bother
idea.
me now. It's one of those things like you can't remember and it just bothers you.
Yeah, and then it pops in your head randomly like at
Right.
2:30 a.m. I it was Jack Johnson and Luke Slater.
And Barry Harold
Fucking Barry Harold.
and Joe Cock.
Joe Cock.
What about West Colombo?
Colombo, that's a good show.
I don't know. That's just my strong safety's name.
Yeah. Joe Cock's pretty good though.
Horse
Joe
cock
Cock.
lock.
Horsecock Lock. Big Dick Nick.
Imagine if they all had just tiny penises.
This is a possibility.
They're probably like so happy. Like if they had tiny dicks, they're like so happy. They're like, thank God. People are saying we got big,
Big
we're
dicks.
packing big meat.
Packing some torpedoes down there, dog.
Yeah. Packing salami sticks, bro.
when we're really packing Slim Jims down there. Oh my
I'm
god.
packing the value pack Slim Jim.
Slimothy James?
You go to the value store and you buy a Slim Jim and it's only half of one.
Yeah, quarter Jim.
Yeah, a quarter
Diamond
Jim.
Jim.
I'm packing. Your dick's gonna be short. At least have it be thick.
Have it showed.
Yeah, I mean, at least you got something.
You got some girth.
You got some girth. You might not have the length.
Got a little girth.
But no, it's just skinny penis. What's
That's
up? It's your boy.
That's your boy Skinny Penis. What's his
We're gonna be
face?
seeing skinny penis in about a month now, Devin.
Who?
Skinny penis. Noel Miller did that video, Devin.
Oh man, I really paid $45 for that shit, bro.
Devin, you paid $45 for skinny penis.
I did pay $45 for Skinny Penis.
I mean, that's on you, bro.
No, because the boys were going, and I was like, all right.
The boys
I guess,
all better be going still.
well, I'm gonna complain, but I'll be there.
Yeah, I know. That's all you that's all you want. That's all you ever do is complain, Devin.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Devin. That's all you ever do is complain, Devin.
Devin, I don't care. Devin, you're gonna need to watch Noel Miller. Devin.
I don't watch Noel Miller, so I'm not gonna watch the show.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn around in my seat. Just be looking the other way.
Just stare at the person behind us.
What's up?
You should do that, Devin. Just the person behind us. Cold cock stare at them.
Yeah, the whole time.
Just make them as uncomfortable as possible.
And we have decent seats, right?
I think we have okay seats, yeah. Oh, because we have seats that are closer to the front.
Oh yeah. Oh, because I was making that thing about getting flamed, possibly getting flamed the whole time.
I mean, I don't know how often Noel flames his guests, but you know.
Well, I'm about to be as quiet as a mouse.
Well, he's gonna take one look at you, Devin, and be like, "Okay, it's time to work."
I'm gonna come in a fucking trench coat and a fucking hat, and just be like, fucking wearing sunglasses. So
be like, "Who the fuck is this dude? Looks like a goddamn Al Pacino movie."
Fucking dark over here, bro. It's a Fed.
Oh, he's a ginger. That's why he's too afraid to get a fucking sunburn.
I just run.
Devin, you're acting like this is an Andrew Scholl's show.
I don't know who that is.
He's a stand-up comic, and like,
oh really?
Oh yeah, really? I think he like charges less for the front row seats because he like roasts people all the time. So he encourages people to sit up front.
Yeah, that's what Stav likes to interact with his audience. That's actually that's like 55% of his material.
I was gonna say, Devin, I love Stav, but don't hate me for this. That's like pretty much all he does is in his stand-up routines. It's just crowd work. Like his jokes are fine, but it's mostly just crowd work.
Yeah, he's like, who here has a 77-inch penis? And the one guy raising, I do. He's like,
and they'll be like,
you pleasure a girl with that? You pleasure a girl with that shit? Yeah, I bet you do, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's every stop clip of him doing comedy. It's just, who here likes anal? I do. Oh, you let your boyfriend hit it from the back like that? Yeah, I do. He's like, I bet you do. That's literally Stavros.
It's gotta be great being stuff. He doesn't have to make fucking material. He just walks up there and
he
just rambles and just asks like random sexual questions or
Yeah, I
stupid
remember
ass.
seeing a stand-up bit from Stav, but it was on some like, stand-up comedy page on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it got like a lot of views and everybody and people were like somebody commented like he looks like a sexual predator.
Oh.
And people were like, that's the point.
That's no...
They were like, I mean, that's kind of like his shtick. He makes himself look like, he wears like them weird ass velour tracksuits and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and then somebody said he looks like a discount Ron Jeremy,
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
which I mean he kind of does. Like I
He
can't lie.
does. But
That's what that's. I'm trying to be Stavros when I'm 40.
that's the only thing you can do, Colin.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta deal with the cards you're dealt, and just stop. Just embraces the cards that he's been dealt with. You know,
Yes.
he's just having a great old time. I'm not gonna ruin his fun, though. I am pissed off he never comes to fucking Ohio.
Well, because he's a Baltimore fan,
He
Devin.
is a fucking Baltimore fan.
He's a hater, Devin. That's why.
He's a player. He's a player hater.
He's a player hater. Stavros is the biggest player hater of all time when it comes to Ohio.
Well, I think that'll do it for this episode. Uh, hopefully next episode we'll have Mitch involved.
Oh yeah.
But who knows? Um,
God does.
only God knows. But
God did.
I appreciate everyone for listening. We'll whip out a new episode whenever we feel like it.
Oh,
And
we'll definitely whip it out.
yes, see you guys next time. See you.
Peace.